Energy medicine is about flows and harmonies in your body's energies. These energies move in natural patterns, but the patterns can become disrupted. In this session, we will be exploring 3 fundamental energy patterns, along with their purposes and vulnerabilities. For instance, your energies need to cross over from the right hemisphere of the brain to the left side of the body, and the left hemisphere to the right side of the body. But this fundamental pattern is not just in your brain. Energy needs to flow in crossover patterns at the levels of the organs, the cells, even down to the double helix in the DNA. You've all seen that picture of DNA. Energies flow in natural patterns that can become reversed or scrambled. These disruptions are inevitable results of everyday life. They are not illness, but left unchecked, they pave the way for illness. I want to show somebody how the energies need to cross over. And so I'd like to pick somebody who feels like their energies are not crossing over, which means you might feel just a little out of it. You're just out of it. Okay, come on up. Hi.
Hi.
Now tell me your name.
Lori.
Lori. Hi, Lori. Hi. Okay, I'm going to put David over here behind me. Okay, don't do it yet though, David. So I'm going to energy test you.
Okay.
You hold your arm straight out, don't let me push out. Okay, now David is going to
show you an X. So you look at the X while Donna energy tests you.
keep looking at the X. I'm just going to use one finger.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That actually hurt.
Yeah, it's because the energy isn't going over and isn't crossing over. Now, David.
Okay, so if you look at 2 parallel lines.
So now I'm going to explain that. The reason why that happened to Lori is that we all have an energy that crosses over right here above your nose, often called the third eye. And you have an X there. And if you look at an X, if your energy corresponds with looking at it, you will be strong. But if there is no correspondence, if you don't match it.
In other words, if the energies are not crossing over here, then there's a mismatch when you look at an X. And so that's when the energy test shows weak.
Yes. And so when David put up 2 vertical lines, she got very strong because that's what her energies are doing.
Her energies are going up and down. That corresponded, so it was strong.
And what's wrong with that is, is that you have less than 50% capacity of healing yourself if you're in this condition, which is called being homolateral. Your energies are not crossing over. And again, it's not just from the hemisphere to the opposite side of the body, it's in every organ of your body, every cell of your body, down to your DNA. There are crossover patterns everywhere.
So there's a number of ways to correct for that. And it actually happens a lot in everyday life that we go through stresses and our energies kind of go into that pattern. So it's very handy to have easy ways to correct for it. And we'll show you one you can do for yourself. But first we're going to show you one that you can do for somebody else. So Donna and I do this all the time. We'll say, would you give me a crossover? Okay, so let's do that. So go ahead, and now we're going to have all of you do it as well. So we're going to have you come over to here.
Right in back of us.
Just come, everybody stand up and come on back here. And face the same way we're facing. And put your hand on,
and move the hair out of the way.
Yeah, make sure, and let's have the whole train move forward a few steps. No, you're fine, Donna.
Oh.
But just want to move forward about 2 more steps. Great. Okay, so now make sure that you're not pulling anybody's hair. Donna gets really mad at me when I pull her hair doing this. And both hands are on the shoulder of the person in front of you. Take your right hand, put it over the shoulder, so your fingers are over the shoulder. Push in hard, and with pressure, come over the shoulder and down to the opposite hip. And do that about 3 times. And then give them a little rub on that side. And now go to the other side and do the same thing. Another little rub. Very good. Now, about face.
I'll do you again. You get to do him. Okay, so put your hand on the right shoulder, push in front of the shoulder with your fingers with some pressure, and then drag your finger to the opposite hip.
That feels really good. We're going to do this about 15 times.
Now the other side, put your hand on the left shoulder, push in and draw it over to the opposite side. Okay, now squeeze those shoulders and da-da.
So thank your partners. Thank you.
Thank you. You get to stay up here with me, so
Okay.
you guys can go
Okay, so
sit
you guys
down.
can sit down, but
Notice if it felt good. Now we're going to retest you. Okay? Okay, David.
okay. So look at the X.
Yay, you're healed.
Okay. We're going to teach you and everybody how to do that for yourself. And it's the same thing. You just reach over to the opposite shoulder, press in, pull over, and pull down. And you can do that 3 or 4 times. And to the other side. Some people like to do one side, then the other, like that. That's fine either way. And even though we're not energy testing you, that is getting your energies to cross over, and that's a real momentary up. And if it doesn't last, you just do it again. It's very portable.
In fact, I'd like to say that. Do not go into despair if something doesn't hold. You want to know that your body has been living on habits that might have been quite dysfunctional for you, energetic habits. And so you're going to replace them with habits that are good, and after a while they'll start to hold.
Great, so thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Another thing that can happen with your energy is your energy can become reversed. And that happens when you get tired, or if you're juggling too many things, or if you're just getting over something, or you're feeling blue. A lot of things. You want to go and get away from human beings and, you know, get off by yourself. If anything like that is going on, your energy is reversed. Now, does anybody think their energy is reversed? Okay, come on up. Yeah, you usually know it. And it's a natural, common thing. If you're getting tired in the day, your energy has just reversed. In fact, that is our body talking to us. Energy is the language your body talks in. And we just haven't been trained to pay attention to what it's saying. So it's a really good thing to start saying, oh, I'm tired. Oh, okay, there's something I can do. So I'm going to show you. Tell me your name again.
Christy.
Christy. Okay, hold your arm real strong and don't let me push down. Okay, she's real strong. All I want you to do is just walk a few steps. Okay, hold your arm and I'm going to use one finger. That means her energies are running backwards. I'll show you. Walk backwards. Okay, stop. And she's very strong going backwards. Now, everybody in here has experienced this at some time. Have you ever read a book and started falling asleep? Or you're reading the book and you don't know what that last paragraph said, and you have to go back and read it. Your energies are reversing. So we have something to help us with that right here. Okay, and I'm going to turn you so everybody can see. Right here underneath the collarbone is K27. And I'm massaging her, and it hurts if you need it. In fact, it doesn't hurt at all if you don't need it. But if you need it, I mean, it really gets blocked there. Another way you can do it, you can also tap here. Breathe in deep and tap. That's the 27th point on kidney meridian. Now we're going to see if Christy can walk straight. Okay. I don't have much room here, but yes. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so why would it be that Christy lost her energy moving forward, but gained it moving backwards? Does that mean she is going to be fine if she just walks backwards through her life? That's this being able to turn those energies around, because these points are very important for understanding the relationship of your energy body to your physical body. That's a big part of what this course is doing, is to really get those two bodies, your physical body and your energy body, into alignment. And this particular exercise really illustrates a challenge that nature had as we evolved, which is that nature had to give us a way that we knew that we needed to rest before we drop. You know, think about that. How does it do it? Because we're energized, we're going through the day, but there's a point where we need to rest, and it's long before we're exhausted. How does nature let us know that? It couldn't text us. So the way that it did it is that the meridians that we've been talking about, half of them go up the body, half of them go down the body. And we are designed so that when we walk, when we run, when we swim, when we do the things that our ancestors did, it's good for our energy body. It's like massaging our energy body. It strengthens us. But a certain point of tiredness comes on us long before we're exhausted, long before we recognize it, and those meridians start to run backwards. And that's what was happening for you. If the meridians start to run backwards, nothing wrong with that. It's just your body's telling you it's time to rest. It's actually a great system. Okay, it's particularly a great system if you live according to your body clock. But in our culture, we live according to this clock. So we're doing things that are not in harmony with our body's desires. And one of the things that energy medicine teaches us is how to get our energies into harmony with our lifestyle. So this is one of the ways that you can do it. Now, does that mean, so it's 3 o'clock and you're exhausted and you're still at work and you're trying to push through. Now you can pull up energy from your life force, but that's costing you. So you can override that tiredness. But if you can get your energies to be in line with your body's needs at that moment, then you're not robbing yourself from your vital energies. You're really able to, that exercise is going to again be good for you. Does this mean now that you never have to sleep again? It's not that powerful, but it does give you the real empowerment of one of the most basic ways you can get your energies into harmony with your lifestyle.
You know, I often think about, in most other cultures, people take a siesta in the afternoon because that is in harmony with how our rhythms do. Actually, there's an energy system that governs the nervous system that goes very low at somewhere between 1 and 3, and at 3 it's really low. And so cultures who really pay attention to their natural rhythms take siestas then, but we don't, of course. So if you've got to stay out there and you can't take a nap and you can't step out of life, this is a really important one, K27. Oh, do it daily, yes, do it daily. And you'll find over time that you may not need some of these exercises as much, but if you get stressed, you're going to need them again because your body flips back to some old pattern. Okay, do this one a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. This next exercise I want to share with you is probably my most important exercise that I have to do periodically if I get really stressed out, or if I get overwhelmed, or if I can't think straight, or if I'm using the wrong word when I mean another word, then my energies have gotten really scrambled. And this is such a good exercise. It's also really good if a person or a child has dyslexia. This is so good. I grew up with extreme dyslexia and was told that you're stuck for the rest of your life. So were both of my kids. And no, it's not true. I mean, energy can switch it around. It's just that energy has gotten scrambled. So somebody who feels maybe one of those things that I said, one of those, you're overwhelmed, you're feeling nutsy, you can't think straight. Does anybody feel like they've got that? I can also tell you you've got it.
Yeah, you pick.
Okay. Okay, you. All right. Okay, here's what we're going to have you do. We're going to stand you there in front of everybody. And let me just see how nice and strong you are. I'll hold this arm. Hold your arm.
Okay.
This arm's in trouble.
Yeah, you
I can
that.
feel it. Okay, hold this arm. Okay, now what I'd like you to do is just read the back of this book by Louise Hay.
This little book is filled with positive affirmations. Every thought you think and every word you speak is an affirmation. So why not choose to use only positive affirmations?
Her energy sounded fairly good, but still she lost energy when she tried to read. Read that way, affirmations positive with filled.
Okay, affirmations positive with filled is book little this.
She does very good the other way because her energies are scrambled. Okay.
So before, when you saw walking forwards, walking backwards, that was one form. This is actually a more extreme form of that. So we're going to be showing you how to get out of that scramble. But beforehand, we're going to take a little detour. And the detour is we're going to show how one person's energy affect another. Okay? So what I'd like is 4 of you to come up here, any 4 of you. I'm going to energy test each of you. And as you saw before, that you want to make sure that the arm that you're working with is strong. That's not injured in any way, that's not compromised in any way, because you don't want to make it, you don't want to injure it further or get an inaccurate test. So I'm going to ask you for a good arm, and you're just going to put it out when I ask you to. I'm going to put my one hand on your shoulder to make a complete circuit, and I'm going to press down, you press up, okay? Okay, so Tia, give me an arm.
You got it.
Okay. Really strong. Okay. Good, really strong. Really strong. Really strong.
Now, however, here is the real test. You're going to stand there with your book. Where's your book? Okay, and you're going to read to them as David is going to walk through between you and energy test them.
Okay, this little book is filled with positive affirmations. Every thought you think and every word you speak is an affirmation. So why not choose to use only positive affirmations to create a new way of thinking after the future?
So you wipe them out. And we've all had that experience. It can be from somebody else or it can be ourselves, but where the energy just doesn't connect with somebody else. And it's because your energy is scrambled. It can't possibly do healing when your energy is scrambled. And think about school teachers with their kids in school. I used to do a lot of volunteer work in school systems, and the first time I ever went, the teacher was so upset with her class because they simply couldn't learn. I sat there in that class and saw her energy so scrambled that there's no way the children could receive that information. So now we're going to fix you.
Okay,
First I want to say, this is the best unscrambler I know. For other reasons too, if you're sick and you find that you can't make different energy techniques work, or if you've gone to the best healer in the world and nothing happened, it could be that your energies are too scrambled to receive it. So and I had to do this exercise a lot when I was sick to be able to make the healing energy reach its mark. So this is a really important one. Okay, so if you can do this.
Right, so the first part is to go into this position.
The right foot over your left knee.
But some people just physically cannot get into this position. So if you cannot get into this position, follow me. So if you can get into this position, follow Donna. If you can't, follow me.
So now put your left hand around your ankle. Take your right hand around the bottom of your feet. And you're going to take a deep breath in through your nose and kind of lift your body like this. And then let your breath out your mouth. Yes, cross your hands like this. Yes. And the right hand underneath the ankle. Yes. Okay.
And if you're watching me, if you're sitting, you can also cross at the ankles. Or if you're standing, if you can do it.
Now
A
what-
main breath, really pull up.
Yeah, you want to lift your body when you do that. And kind of collapse when you let go, okay? Okay, now put your legs down and put your left over your right knee. Right hand around the ankle, left hand around the bottom of the feet.
And if you're following me, just keep in the same position.
Okay, now really lift your body as you do this. Go. And collapse. Now put your legs down and put your fingers in a kind of cathedral position and put your thumb to the third eye and do the same breathing. One more time. And as you let your breath out, bend your fingers into your forehead, push in hard, and pull all the way to your temples and let go. This exercise is called the Wayne Cook posture because it was named after the man that I first saw do that. It was quite a bit different. It's sort of changed over the years, but the foundation is the same. He used it to work with people who stutter. If a person did that enough, they would quit stuttering. And so it was a whole stutter regime.
And at least enough so that other exercises could be then brought in, but
Yes.
they temporarily stop stuttering.
Yes. So this is an excellent exercise. I love this exercise. And if I get stressed out at all, I'm going to do that exercise. Okay, now we're going to check you out and see.
Okay.
You want to stand up? Let me get your book. And let's first see if you can read. And come on, let's see, right? Yeah. Okay. Oh, let's see. I'm going to be on this side. This arm. No, this arm. Okay. All right.
Okay, this little book is filled with positive affirmations. Every thought you think and every word you speak.
All right. Now, I want to say something. She not only was stronger, but I don't know if you noticed that there was a different rhythm to her reading. She read a little faster and it was smoother.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, so now you're going to bring the folks back.
Everybody come back here.
Go back to my original.
Yeah, you're going to be in
Okay.
front.
Okay.
And so you're going to read to them, and I'm going to test you again.
Okay. This little book is filled with positive affirmations. Every thought you think and every word you speak is an affirmation. So why not choose to use only positive affirmations to create a new way of thinking?
So she healed them that time. And that's really important to get, that if you take care of yourself and really help your own energy, you will be healing to everybody else.
Thank
And-
you so much.
Yeah, and think how important that is when knowing that your energies are affecting other people. That matters if you're at the dinner table. That matters if you're at a staff meeting. It certainly matters if you're a teacher, as Donna said. So that no matter what you're doing, and if you're a performer, think how much that matters.
Or a husband.
Or a husband. So this is really a simple one that's easy to do, easy to learn, and you can do it anytime. Donna really does it many times a day.
This one I do, because
Yeah,
this is
she
the
does.
one that I definitely need. And when my kids were growing up, and if I was out of sorts, they'd do one of two things. Mom, do the exercise. Or they would come and trace my meridians.
Oh,
So it's great. Okay, thank you,
you.
everybody. So you have learned simple techniques in this session for keeping your energies crossing over, or for preventing them from becoming or from staying reversed or scrambled.